Welcome everyone to our today's webinar. I'm Advocate Sneha Jain and we at Insights Bharat are back again with another webinar on an important and essential topic. The topic for today's webinar is Women Commission, a ray of hope for women in distress, stumbling blocks and road ahead. The Women Commission is the statutory body formulated with the objective to represent the rights of women in India and to provide a voice for their issues and concerns. However, majority of the women population is either not aware of existence of women commission or is apprehensive about whether the women commission would help them or not, or they do not know how to approach women commission, and several such kind of apprehensions and dilemmas are in minds of most of the women who may be in need of help but do not know whom to approach. Today, Insights Bharat has organized this session as an attempt to make all women aware about the existence of Women Commission, its functioning, and various other aspects which can provide a ray of hope to all the women in distress. And to speak on this topic, there can be no better person than our today's guest speaker, Advocate NIRMALA Prabhavalkar ma'am, who has fought for rights of women, children, senior citizens, etc. all her life, and who has herself held the position of Chairperson of Maharashtra State Commission for Women, as well as has been member of National Commission for Women. As our viewers already know, towards the end of today's session, we will be having a question and answer segment. The participants may drop their questions in live chat, which we would be taking up during the question and answer round. Now, without further ado, I would like to invite my co-host, Advocate Aarti Suryavanshi, to welcome and introduce our honored speaker for today's session, Advocate Nirmala Prabhavalkar ma'am.
Thank you, Sneha ma'am. It is an honor for me to introduce our today's esteemed speaker, Advocate Nirmala Samant Prabhavalkar. Advocate Nirmala Prabhavalkar ma'am is practicing law since more than 4 decades and has vast experience and in-depth knowledge in various facets of law. Ma'am has obtained her academics degree in BA Honours in Political Science and Special Economics, MA in Sociology and Law from various reputed institutions in Mumbai. During her entire career of 4 decades, ma'am has held various government and other important positions, which includes the position of second woman mayor of Mumbai in the span of 53 years, from the year 1931 till the year 1994, when ma'am took the charge of mayor of Mumbai. Apart from the position of mayor of Mumbai, ma'am has also held the position of chairperson of Maharashtra State Commission for Women, member National Commission for Women, Treasury, Sri Siddhivinayak Ganpati Temple Trust, Mumbai, etc. Ma'am is also currently acting as Principal Advisor of Center for Study of Social Change, Mumbai, and Chief Functionary of Programs to Center for Study of Social Change, Regional Resource and Training Center by National Institute of Social Defense, Ministry of Social Justice and Empowerment, Government of India. Ma'am has also taught students as professor at Siddharth Law College for a brief period of time. As an advocate, ma'am has been part of and have appeared in many high-profile cases as well as several public interest litigations. Advocate Nirmala Samant Prabhavalkar ma'am has been nominated by government to be on panel of various important committees formulated for drafting legislations, acts, amendments, etc., which includes Committee of Right to Information Act 2005, Prenatal Diagnostic Techniques Act, Dowry Prohibition Act 1961, Domestic Violence Act 2005, Prevention of Sexual Harassment at Workplace Act 2013, and member retainer lawyer of District Legal Service Authority, Mumbai. Advocate Nirmala Prabhavalkar ma'am has immensely contributed towards betterment and upliftment of society and have fought for the rights of women, children, senior citizens, etc. throughout her life. Her role towards society has been significant in providing justice at various levels. Ma'am has immeasurable achievements to her credit which cannot be narrated in few lines. So now without further delay, I would like to hand over platform to ma'am for today's much awaited session. We welcome you, ma'am, and I'm sure your insights on this topic will be enriching for all of us in our today's webinar brought to you by Insights Bharat. Over to you, ma'am.
May I first of all thank Inside Bharat for doing such a wonderful webinar, giving me an opportunity to speak on such a good platform. Number one. Number two, I thank Neha for taking all the pains to get connected for this webinar and making me speak to you all. And of course, Aarti is there to give my detailed introduction. So I forgot what all I can say for today's important topic. But anyway, I'm really thankful that you have chosen a very right subject at a right appropriate time, because your subject says that the Women's Commission is a ray of hope. Yes, it is really a ray of hope. But Aarti rightly said that many women do not know what is Women's Commission, where the commission sits, why the commission is established, is there any law, is there any act, NCW National Commission for Women Act, when it was promulgated, what is the constitutional authority the commission has. There are several questions which must be in the mind of educated women, and women who are poor and illiterate, they to really do not know where to go and how to redress the problems which are in their mind. Anyway, coming back to the topic, Women's Commission is really a ray of hope. Why? Because National Commission for Women was established in 1990 by the Act of Parliament. The Indian Parliament enacted this, and it's a very small act, but Section 10 of that act is immensely important, because all the questions which are in your mind, in the minds of women, are already formulated, and answer is there in Section 10. If that is invoked by the NCW, women can take a lot of benefit of that section, and that I'm going to deal one by one later on. But why Women's Commission, and I said why ray of hopes? Because in our society, in Indian society, injustice, inequality persist a lot. In a patriarchal society, even Constitution of India has given us guarantee of equal rights. Section 14 of equality is there. There should not be gender imbalances. Prejudices should not be there. Women should be treated equally. That is what our Constitution recognizes. It has established. But in reality, if you see, there is a vast difference between reality, reality check, and what is actually written in the laws. Now, COVID, if you go back when this COVID period started in March, and I think within month or so, NCW made a very valid statement. Official statement came, which we all have read in news and media, that during COVID, the violence against women have increased, and NCW has started immense cases by women, that domestic violence within the family has increased because the husbands are at home and work from home has started. Transmission is banned, and she is already burdened with the work. But because of continuous presence of men in the house, husband in the house, and too much of workload, the domestic violence is increasing in in every aspect. It's a sexual abuse is there, workload is there, mental and emotional violence is taking place. Previously, what used to happen, 12 days husband was away, she was at workplace. So there was no much of a clash. But because continuously people are there within the house, the woman feels that everybody thinks that a woman has to do everything, work from home and within house also. As a result of which, the violence increased. Now, again, coming back to the point, what Women's Commission does. There are two types of violences, or two types generally. One is institutional. That is called at workplace, institution. Once you go out of the house, women face violence even on road, face or wherever. That is called institutional or violence outside the house. And one is domestic violence within the house. So I generally categorize two types of violences women face. And when it is one type of violence, it is domestic violence, where women go to either police station or they go to the court. But they go to the court or police station, sorry. But why Women's Commission? Because Women's Commission is such a place for her that there is a state commission for women here in Bandra, for Maharashtra. Every state there is there are women's commissions. And only one women commission is at a national level, that sits in Delhi. Now, it is very difficult for the entire population in our nation cannot write to Women's Commission. So, if you go on a site, you can go online complaints also. One, you can make a phone call also, and then they refer to various women's commission in the state. Now, what is important is that Women's Commission has got Section 10. Section 10 states that what type of cases Women's Commission can take. Okay, that is most important. So the Women's Commission, the function of the Women's Commission is given in Section 10, which says that to investigate. Women's Commission, suppose anybody writes, or police write, or anybody can write, lawyers write, so they can take so motu complaint also. One is writing and one is so motu. If a commission feels they have read somewhere in newspaper, social media, they can take so motu complaint. That is a very good, strong weapon, which is mentioned in NCW Small Act. That is Section 10, so motu complaint. Then investigate, examine all the matters related to the safeguard and safety of women. That is number one. Another is central government speaks on it. The action taken throughout the year, the Women Commission tables it before the Parliament. So Women's Commission is being monitored in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha by Act of Parliament. So that is such an important body. Then review of the laws. Now you were, while introducing me, you must have said PCPNDT. There are several acts. Surrogacy Act is there. Prenatal Preconception Diagnostic Techniques Act is there. Now Justice Verma Commission, which has post Nirbhaya, there are new laws, amendments have come. So Women's Commission has played a very important role in bringing amendments to the to new law. Then victims compensation, Manodhairya scheme, acid attack compensation, changes in amendment in acid attack cases, making it making it a very serious offense, which was only 326. But Women's Commission did a lot of research in that, and they recommended to the government to convert acid attack into a very gruesome act, and therefore even death penalty is there. Then rape matter, there was no death penalty, but because of Nirbhaya case and criminal amendment, even rape along with murder, there is a death sentence, then death penalty is there. Stalking is there. I mean, indecent representation of women. So all these laws which are brought, amended, has been the preliminary role is played by Women's Commission. Women's Commission amends the laws, makes the amendment, sends it to the parliamentary committee, sends it to the ministry, and then the whole procedure starts. So the starting point of any amendment is done at the Women's Commission office. And not only Women's Commission, but Commission takes help of several lawyers like you, doctors, advocates, experts, as per the law, and then the recommendations are sent to the ministry, and thereafter discussion takes place and law gets either amended or repealed or new law comes. So to bring new laws also is a ray of hope for women to bring new legislation. Then take up, you must be knowing that the pregnancy could not have been terminated more than 21 weeks. But up to 24 weeks, if the child is abnormal, a woman can go for termination of pregnancy. That is also achievement of Women's Commission for bringing new legislation and amendments in the Act. Thereafter, take up cases of serious violations and violences. You must be seeing that women are met to injustice in the custodial places, remand home, jails, etc. And that time, women should not feel that they are lonely. If a woman faces atrocities within jail at the hands of a police officer or custodial matter, in that case also we can take up the cases of serious violations and violences, and something goes against the law. Thereafter, so moto cases, as I told you, when I was chairperson of Women's Commission in the state government, as well as I was for some time at national as a national commission's member, we have taken several so moto cases, several, and we have conducted inquiries and have tried to give justice as a ray of hope to various women, of course. Then thereafter, deprivation, any deprivation. You may be asking me what is deprivation of women's right is anything under the sun, which comes under the Women's Commission. So Women's Commission is all powerful. It is very, very, what should I say? Its ambit is limitless. There is no horizon to that. And thereafter, you can make policy matters. You can frame policies. Not necessarily only violence, but just you can ask me when to stop for next question also, and then call for special studies also, special research also, take up new policies, etc., planning, process, everything. Now you must be asking what are the powers of the commission. Is the commission is a tiger paper, has no teeth? Many people criticize women's commission because they said that it is such a solid commission, but they don't have any power. Suppose a person is summoned, and is there any enforcement of the attendance for the person who has been summoned? Unfortunately, the Women's Commission has got no right to enforce the attendance of a person, but enforcement of attendance is there, and police really help Women's Commission to see that a person, the opposite side, remains present in the before them for any kind of a inquiry. Then powers of civil court. The Women's Commission has powers of civil court. Why Women's Commission is important? Because when you go to station, police station can only ask you, क्या NC है या cognizable offense है. If it is a cognizable offense, automatically it gets recorded or reported. But if it is NC, they say, no, we will not entertain. This is a non-cognizable offense. We will not. You go to the court, और आप police station में मत आना, Women's Commission पे पास जाओ. So that is why Women's Commission is wider than, and if a woman has money or if a woman can afford legal services, only can go to the court. Again, court is a very lengthy procedure. So going for a lengthy procedure takes time, and you need an advocate or legal services, free legal service authority itself is a time consuming thing. Police station, not all the time very sensitive to look into the matters relating to women. But Women's Commission is very sensitive. They can look into the matter. They call the police officers also. They serve the summons and see to it the matter is redressed. At least matter is addressed. And once the notice goes from Women's Commission, the parties come, and maximum thing they try to see to it the matter is settled, or the woman gets justice, or they refer it to police station, or they themselves refer it to the court, as the case may be. Now lastly, I'll come that we can also ask for discovery of papers, discovery of document, discovery of we can call witnesses, we can take on oath the examination of the witnesses, like it is a typical type of procedure which is laid down rules. Accordingly the inquiries can be conducted. So in short, Women's Commission is really a ray of hope. Women's Commission has given justice to women. It is not only the cases where violence is only redressed, but there are several new acts, new laws, so moto inquiry, and I think it is very widely drafted piece of legislation, I can say so. Yes. Anything else on this I can answer, or you can question me, so that it will be good if we can interact.
Yes, ma'am. मैम आपने बताया कि वुमेन कमीशन का स्कोप बहुत वाइड है, सो ऐसा कोई स्पेसिफिक कैटेगरी ऑफ कंप्लेंट्स है क्या कि इन कंप्लेंट्स के लिए, इन प्रॉब्लम्स के लिए वुमेन कमीशन के पास अप्रोच कर सकते हैं, इन प्रॉब्लम्स के लिए नहीं कर सकते, ऐसा कोई बाइफर्केशन है?
That's a very good question you asked. That women's, as I said, ki violence I see in two categories. One is domestic violence within the four corners of your family. Either you are married or you are unmarried, you are single or otherwise. Women Commission addresses the problems within family. But suppose you are at workplace, you are not, this violence is it is causing violence at workplace. Okay, then workplace violence also gets addressed too. It is a institutional. A person may not be working at but at an institutional. For example, education institutes are there, courts are there. Then walking on the street also, traveling in transportation, traveling in a bus. So anything, anywhere, any point of time, without any discrimination, a woman can definitely complain. There was one very strange complaint had come to me. Somebody called me that the bus driver insulted a woman and threw her out from the bus in spite of she buying a ticket. This lady was bank employee, and she got so humiliated that she immediately wrote complaint to us, and we called the bus driver for inquiry, and all that she wanted, that justice. She did not tolerate her status and dignity was affected. She said this was no way to throw me out of the bus when I had taken a valid ticket. So ticket must not be more than 20 rupees those days. But her insult, the agony, the humiliation which she felt was so bad that she was ultimately so happy. She said, because of Women's Commission, you called that bus conductor, and I'm very happy. He said sorry to me. I didn't want money back. I didn't want anything, but I didn't want anybody to insult the modesty of a woman. So if a woman feels her modesty is tarnished and her image is spoiled, somebody causes defamation, insult to her, impugnation, in such cases also she can come. Or suppose harassment at workplace happens, that time also we conduct inquiries and give justice to a woman by conducting, or we send our own team. For example, there is a makeup artist association had come to us, and they were in big numbers. So lady makeup artists told us that there is a lot of discrimination to us, and we do not get prime client because we are women, and men get afraid of having this one. So we really had called the makeup artist association and ensured that there is no injustice and they should get equal opportunity at workplace. And makeup artist association gave us lot of good response. Like that, it depends who comes to us, which association comes to us. Many lady lawyers used to come to us. Many women used to come. Even women working as a domestic worker also do go to the Women's Commission in case there is workplace harassment or their own family members harass them.
So Women Commission is basically for all stratas of people, not only poor and needy. Any woman can
Yes,
approach women.
absolutely. Anybody can,
So
and it is
only
free.
women. So only women
Yes,
can approach the Women Commission.
yes. But that's also another good question. But who can? Yes, definitely, it's a women's commission. So women are basically because it's a dignity and deprivation of women's right. Like how we go violation of children's right. The child below 18 only has to go. Okay, so every commission has got some objective to protect that particular strata of society. So basically, women's commission means women only have to be complainant. But that complaint, woman can make complaint against another woman also. Provided one woman feels that another woman is causing trouble to her, definitely. But that can be an harassment. Okay, but woman cannot come make complaint against another woman for sexual harassment. She has to make it against man only. So these are basic things one has to keep in mind. What kind of a rights are deprived? What kind of a derogatory action has taken place? What drudgery has caused to her? Many times women come for a child custody to us. They come for getting divorces also for to us. They come for settlement. So Women Commission helps for mutual settlement, giving some kind of maintenance and all that. Although it is not intervention with the judicial system, but if both the parties agree that not to go to the court, and this is the best forum to sort out the matter, it is better not to go to the police station, not to the court. Women's Commission अपने घर का है, यहाँ पे कोई पकड़ता नहीं है, custody होती नहीं है, and women's counselors are there, mediators are there. They counsel them properly so that the family is not broken and justice is granted and both the parties are happy.
Ma'am, what about transgender? Can they also approach Women's
Yes.
Commission?
Yes, transgender also can approach Women's Commission because what I'm saying that deprivation of women's rights or deprivation of human rights. Okay, if the transgender feels that she is a woman, and men in the family or men in the society, they harass. So definitely Women's Commission looks into it. Women's Commission also has helped so much to transgenders for getting hospital beds. because they do not know where to go. Neither gents allow them in male ward, nor female allowed them in female ward. Toilets problem. They don't know which toilet to go. They do not know which where to sleep in which ward. So in such circumstances, Women's Commission hold a meeting, call the doctors, and ensure that they get a transgender separate ward where they feel very comfortable. It is a separate ward because they are also guaranteed. Their rights are also guaranteed in the Constitution, and it is the right to gender justice. So Women's Commission definitely helps in case of any kind of atrocity against transgender also. Only you have to make out the case appropriately.
Ma'am,
मॅम तुम्ही
go ahead, Aarti.
Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
मॅम तुम्ही वेबिनारच्या स्टार्टमध्ये म्हणाला होतात की कोविड-19च्या काळात फारच स्त्रियांवर अत्याचार वगैरे वाढलेत. मग त्यासाठी डील करण्यासाठी वुमेन कमिशनने काय सेवा सुविधा वगैरे स्त्रियांच्या सुरक्षिततेसाठी उपलब्ध करून दिल्या होत्या?
हा, डेफिनेटली. NCW ने एक मोठं स्टेटमेंट केलं होतं दिल्लीमध्ये की कोविडच्या काळामध्ये महिलांना अतिशय असुरक्षित घरामध्ये वाटत होतं. अशाला पोलीस हेल्पलाईनची मदत घेण्यात आली. तर पोलीस हेल्पलाईन्स, विमेन्स कमिशननी पोलीस हेल्पलाईनना मदत करून त्या ठिकाणी पोलीस स्वतः घरी गेले आणि विचारलं, त्या समोरच्या माणसाला पोलीस स्टेशनला बोलवून घेतलं. की बाईला जर ठीक नसेल तर ॲम्ब्युलन्स पाठवून दवाखान्यामध्ये ऍडमिट करण्यात आलं. घरामध्ये सामान सुद्धा नव्हतं देत, तर काही वेळेला NGO ची मदत घेऊन त्या ठिकाणी ग्रोसरीचं प्रोव्हिजन करण्यामध्ये मदत केली. विमेन्स कमिशन मध्ये काही स्त्रिया सिनियर सिटीजन सुद्धा होत्या, अँड दे वर बीइंग ऑल्सो हॅरस. सिनियर सिटीजन्स विमेन वर ऑल्सो हॅरस बाय फॅमिली मेंबर्स. आणि अशा वेळेला दे वर गिवन ऑल सॉर्ट ऑफ अ हेल्प. त्यांना कोविडची पण टेस्ट करायची असेल त्याच्यासाठी पण मदत करण्यात आली. आणि काही ठिकाणी आय स्टील रिमेंबर दॅट विमेन वेर ऍडमिटेड इन शेल्टर होम्स. प्रोटेक्शन ऑफिसर्स आर देअर अंडर डोमेस्टिक व्हायलन्स ऍक्ट. देर इज अ प्रोव्हिजन फॉर प्रोटेक्शन ऑफिसर सर्व्हिस प्रोव्हायडर. आणि अशाला प्रोटेक्शन ऑफिसर्स अंडर DV ऍक्ट सेक्शन 19 काहीतरी आहे, त्याच्या अंतर्गत 12 पासून ते 21 पर्यंत जे ऑलरेडी सगळे सेक्शन्स आहेत त्याच्यामध्ये प्रोटेक्शन ऑफिसर्स येऊन त्यांना पोलीस स्टेशनला नेणं, शेल्टर होम मध्ये नेणं. बऱ्याच वेळेला असं आढळून आलं की शेल्टर होमच्या अगोदर त्यांना हॉस्पिटलाइज करायला लागलं बिकॉज दे हॅपन टू बी कोविड पॉझिटिव्ह. तर अशी बरीच मदत विमेन्स कमिशन, प्रोटेक्शन ऑफिसर्स, स्टेट गव्हर्नमेंटनी विमेन हू आर फेसिंग व्हायलन्स आणि ज्यांचे पोलीस स्टेशन मार्फत कॉग्नेझन्स घेतलं गेलं अशा लोकांना मदत देण्याचा प्रयत्न त्यावेळेला झालाय, अजूनही होतोय आणि पुढेही अशा प्रकारची मदत देण्यात येईल.
तो मैम अभी थोड़ी देर पहले आपने बताया कि वुमेन कमीशन वर्कप्लेस सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट के बारे में भी बहुत कुछ फीमेल को, वर्किंग वुमेन को हेल्प करते हैं. तो वर्कप्लेस सेक्सुअल हैरेसमेंट के मैटर्स में वुमेन कमीशन के पावर्स क्या, मतलब उनका स्कोप क्या है, कितने लिमिट तक वो को हेल्प कर सकते हैं?
Yeah, definitely. That's also a very nice question. That sexual harassment at workplace ये खुद अपना एक कानून बना है. That you must be knowing. और वो कानून में देर आर कानून का अपना एक ये है, प्रोसीजर है. सो दे फॉलो द प्रोसीजर. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, इंक्वायरी, सेटअप इंक्वायरी कमिटी, देन रिड्रेसल मैकेनिज्म इज गिवन. सेक्शुअल हैरेसमेंट एट वर्क प्लेस वो डेफिनेशन है. हु कैन बी अब्यूजर, what kind of abuse is there, verbal harassment is there, mental harassment is there, financial harassment is there, physical harassment is there, or emotional harassment is there, or discrimination is there, what kind of a gender harassment is there. Accordingly women's commission मदद करने की कोशिश करता है. But there is a mechanism which is already inbuilt in Sexual Harassment and Prevention and Protection and Redressal Act. I think it is 2013 या 14 का that कानून है. उस हिसाब से help is being given. There is a committee which is formed. I remember that sexual harassment was a new bill those days. Those days we used to form committees, and we used to call employer also and employee also, and women's commission used to listen to both. And thereafter we used to see what is exactly the crux of the matter and summary. And if we used to feel that employer has not done his duty properly, our recommendations, the powers, as Sneha has said, what powers the Women Commission has got power to file the FIR against the perpetrator. Okay, seriousness, if there is a seriousness in the matter, like depriving of the modesty, sexual harassment by any ways and any means is there under section 354A, 354B, we can recommend to the police to register an offense against the perpetrator, employer, okay, and give compensation to that woman who is an employee. It depends upon the severity of the matter and nature of the complaint and the evidence and the proof, not exactly a very stereotype or very strict evidence, but a sort of a evidence which will back, which will support, which will strengthen her matter. Can't hear.
Now am I audible?
Yeah, now, yes.
तो मैम आपने बताया कि वुमेन कमीशन रिकमेंडेशन दे सकते हैं पुलिस को और एफआईआर रजिस्टर करने बोल सकते हैं. तो फॉर एग्जांपल अगर वुमेन कमीशन ने पुलिस को बोला कि एक पर्टिकुलर मैटर में एफआईआर रजिस्टर करो या कुछ रिकमेंडेशन या गाइडलाइंस या डायरेक्शंस इशू किए एंड पुलिस आर नॉट फॉलोइंग दैट, या फिर एनीबॉडी जिसके खिलाफ रिकमेंडेशंस या डायरेक्शंस है वो इंसान नहीं फॉलो करता है, तो फिर वुमेन कमीशन क्या एक्शन ले सकते हैं?
या विमेन कमीशन को अगर पता चलता है कि पर्टिकुलर ऑफिसर डेलिबरेटली डेरिलिक्शन ऑफ ड्यूटीज अगर कर रहे तो दे कैन राइट टू द हायर अथॉरिटीज. अगर पुलिस ऑफिसर इज डूइंग द डेरिलिक्शन देन दे कैन राइट टू एससीपी, they can directly write to the commissioner to take appropriate action against the person who is not following the due process of law and not giving protection and not safeguarding the right of a woman which is guaranteed in any law or in the constitution. But it depends. It should be very convincing matter that a police officer or any other person is not. We have handled several matters where police people have not heard and we complained and many times unke transfers ho gaye hai, many times they were suspended also. It is not only that, even private authorities also give lot of respect. Private corporations also do lot of respect to the commission because their name is very important. For one wrong employee, they will not spoil the entire atmosphere in the office, because the multinational companies have got several branches that they don't like to spoil their name just to protect one employee.
तो मैम अगर किसी केस में हाई कोर्ट जाने की जरूरत पड़े या लिटिगेशन करने की जरूरत पड़े तो वुमेन कमीशन हाई कोर्ट अप्रोच करता है या जो अग्रीव्ड पर्सन है उनको करना पड़ता है? एंड व्हाट अबाउट द एक्सपेंसेस ऑफ लिटिगेशन?
Yeah. Section 10, as I said, that Section 10 has got 12 duties which Women's Commission can do it. One of them is also to fund the litigation. Suppose, as I said, but funding the litigation not only one particular matter, but when it is a question of many women which are affected. For example, there was the air hostesses, Air India case was there, long back I'm talking about. Those days, Air India air hostesses were not supposed to work after getting married or having child. But Women's Commission those days fought for entire Air India on behalf of air hostesses, as a result of which air hostesses were allowed to work after their pregnancy also, after their marriage also, and after certain age also. So discrimination at workplace and gender biases are there. Definitely Women's Commission takes up as a public interest litigation or takes up a cause and fights for the rights of not single woman, but the section of women, a big number of women where the cause is common.
Ma'am, most of the women who are in problem may not be literate. So how can they file the complaint? How they can approach and how they can seek help from the Women Commission?
Yes, that's also a very good question you asked me. Now, the Women Child Department this Women's Commission falls in the state government of Maharashtra under Women Child Department. Okay, and central government, it is a central government Women and Child Department. Okay, so in state government, Women and Child Department has opened several legal cells. Several legal cells. There are women legal cell mediation centers are there, which act as a nodal agency for illiterate women also. There are NGOs also there. They can approach the local NGOs. They can approach the local police station. Local police station approaches the NGO. And NGOs can approach Women's Commission. So maybe a woman directly may not be knowing what is Women's Commission and all that. But the NGOs who are active in their area, they definitely know कि हमारे एरिया में there is एक महिला मंडल है. Mahila mandals are very famous nowadays. Women are generally aware of the in certain area there are women's movement are there, NGOs are there. They are very active. So they go to NGOs and NGOs are aware. And suppose NGOs are not able to sort out that complaint either through court or through police station, definitely many NGOs go and go to Women's Commission, write to them and call for an inquiry, make an application, see to it that the other side comes for hearing, for inquiry, for investigation, for producing the document. Many times husband doesn't give the documents because he doesn't want his wife to take the documents, and many times documents are badly required. So in such a cases, Women's Commission gives notice to the other side through NGO to bring the document. That person bring the document, and then that is handed over to the opposite side. So it depends what is, if the relations between husband and wife are so bad that the perpetrator is so strong and it doesn't listen to. And then in such case, Women's Commission takes help of police also. They call police station, police officer and tell that call that person and see to it the documents are given back. Yeah.
So, ma'am, do the victims receive time-bound orders?
Here my question will be yes and no. Because it takes time for time-bound orders also. Because of COVID and there are some problems, there is some difficulty in getting time-bound orders. But yes, by and large, it depends how we are after the commission. But by and large, yes, time-bound orders are given. Nowadays, time-bound orders are given because they have increased the strength of the Women's Commission staff also. So time-bound orders are given.
So ma'am, there's this one question which many viewers would want to know कि अगर किसी को वुमेन कमीशन को अप्रोच करना है, कंप्लेंट करनी है, तो प्रोसीजर क्या है? मतलब how can they start with it? And once the complaint is made, so how the women commission handles the complaint? What are the steps after the complaint is made?
Yeah, there are two ways of making. One is online complaint. Recently, some the big, I won't name the hospital, I won't name the lady doctors organization, but coincidentally they knew me and I knew them. So they told me that during COVID, there's a lot of pressure on the doctors that female के body के जगह male का body दिया, male के body के जगह corona patients dead bodies were mishandled like that, and many lady doctors were tortured and they were blackmailed, they were defamed by some wrong people. So in such case, I help them. That as it is, female doctors are working under a lot of pressure by risking their own lives in the OPD ward or COVID ward, and there are some antisocial elements are clicking their photographs, sending on social media, making wrong complaints, as a result of which it had become very difficult for all female doctors to work in the hospital. So Women's Commission heard that this one, they took so much to notice also because it was also reported in some newspapers, and that reporting was taken cognizance, and they have started the procedure of taking action against such people who are actually demoralizing the spirit of the lady doctors who are working 24/7 for the patient who are poor. In the government hospital, generally poor patients go. Rich people can afford to go to private hospital. They have choice. But now for a person like me, even I can afford to go to private hospital, still I'll go to government hospital, so that if I go, other people will feel that government hospital treatment is very good, like that. But that is a personal choice. But by and large, these female doctors were given good protection by Women's Commission. Now, Sneha, your main question was that what is the procedure? The procedure is, one is online complaint. There is email IDs there, you can see, go to website, and but they have now categorized which complaint and all that. So immediately Women's Commission email, you can send an email. And another is going personally and filling the form. After filling the form, they are immediately counseled, and some date is given, not immediately. If the matter is very serious, they look into it immediately. If the women can wait there for 2-3 hours, then they prepare a complaint and give the summon copy in the hand of that complainant lady, who can go and serve to the husband. And with that particular date, that is returnable. So if it is not of a much of a urgency, then they give 15-20 days time for next hearing. If it is extremely urgent, then they act within 24 hours also. Then they act on WhatsApp also. But it depends upon the seriousness of the complaint, and the how much a woman is willing to see that her complaint is heard on a priority.
So, ma'am, online complaint and physical complaint are the two options. But if
Yes.
somebody is not literate enough to give a complaint in writing, then how can she complain?
Yeah, then they go there, there's a form is there, and people, if she says that I am illiterate and I cannot write or anything, the staff over there, they help in filling the form, like that.
So उनको अपने एक बार कंप्लेंट कर दी तो उसके बाद जिन जो कॉम्प्लेनेंट है उनको उनके मैटर का स्टेटस
Yeah,
इन्फॉर्म करना
yeah. There is a stereotype form is there, that is
हाँ
issued to other side,
हाँ
and then postal service हो जाती है. By
हाँ
post or personal delivery करके, या तो email से service to the other side for hearing, कि वो procedure start हो जाती है.
और
So motor
कॉम्प्लेनेंट
complaint as well as complaint which are physically filed.
और कॉम्प्लेनेंट को भी इन्फॉर्म्ड रखा जाता है कि आपके
Yes,
मैटर
yes, yes. कंप्लेनेंट के एड्रेस पे जाता है, एंड कंप्लेनेंट के ऊपर इमीडिएटली एलिगेशंस नहीं होते हैं. They only write that we have heard your this one, and you are called for hearing. आपको आपका क्या कहना है, इसके लिए बुलाया गया है. So for that reason, because immediately it is not like a police station ki arrest is made. Nowadays police also, they do not immediately arrest a person. There is
यस
direction given by High Court that without arresting a person, inquiry can be conducted pending arrest. That way.
Ma'am, does Commission take any effort on checking the factual authenticity of the complaint? What do they do if they find out that the complaint was false? Do you
Yeah.
have any such experience
Yes.
of any such
Yeah.
matter?
Yeah. Yes.
Just to grab the
See.
publicity, people do
Yeah,
that.
you are right. You are right. What happens that Women's Commission is fully aware of protecting women's rights. Okay. Because a woman has gone to the Women Commission, that doesn't mean that one blindly supports a person. Many times it can happen that woman who is complaining may not have the right cause to complain. Okay. So that kind of authenticity of her complaint can be verified only when the other side comes. Many times she comes and tells her husband is harassing her, mother-in-law is harassing, father-in-law is harassing. Many times I have seen an unmarried girl has come against their own parents. So in such cases, the body language, the nature of complaint, what the other side says is also represented during that meeting. And women's commissions mediators, and they are MSWs, sometimes they are lawyers, they are experienced people. They can easily understand that a woman who has complained doesn't have 100% truth with her. So they try to explain her also that इतना इतना आपका सच लग रहा है, इतना इतना थोड़ा सा आपको जरा ठीक नहीं लग रहा है. तो आप सच्चाई बता दीजिए, नहीं तो they put both the parties together. Both the parties put the facts in front of the commission, and commission can draw the line who is telling lies and who is not telling lies. It is like then like a judge. The judge also sees ultimately the witness is telling lies or the complainant is telling lies, but that doesn't mean giving opportunity. What is important is that the person is giving an opportunity to present the case before a forum. The forum has to decide whether the person has come with clean hands or which has not come with clean hands.
Yes.
Right? Yeah.
Right. So मैम एक बार अगर पता चल जाता है कि फॉल्स केस है तो उसके बाद वुमेन कमीशन क्या स्टेप्स लेते हैं?
Suppose a woman commission comes to know false case hai, so they don't give that this seems to be a false case. They make a complete recording. There is a format that how the proceedings took place, how many hearings took place, and there is a third party appraisal person also who is independent. Many times they take help of third party because women's commission giving judgment, the man may think, अरे वो तो women commission है, वो lady का ही side लेगा. They will
Right.
take only ladies side. So that should not be there. So many times they take help of independent man also or personality. Psychiatrists की मदद लेते हैं, lawyers की मदद लेते हैं, social workers की मदद लेते हैं, and then accordingly उनका भी view लेते हैं. And after that they come to know कि we are closing down the complaint for reasons. Inconclusive हुआ, conclusion नहीं निकला, there is no truth in the complaint. There is a truth. And therefore matter settled हो गया. Whatever it is there at the end, while closing the case, they have to give recommendations or the finding or a report. What is the finding? What was the report? What is the recommendation? Then they close the file and give copy to all the parties.
Right, ma'am. So, in your experience, have you come across any such false case, मतलब जो आपको बाद में पता चला कि ये false case करने की कोशिश की है?
मुझे मेरे बारे में कोई false case ऐसा नहीं आया था. I won't say false case, but it many times 99%, 90% women they do not go with false case. That is my experience. Women really go with the genuine matters only. But sometimes what happens, they are agitated. Sometimes they feel बस विमेंस कमीशन में गया या तो पुलिस स्टेशन में गया तो मुझे मेरी सुनवाई होनी ही चाहिए, इमीडिएटली होनी चाहिए और सामने वाले को सबक ही मिलना चाहिए. So if she is saying that I want to teach the lesson to my husband, just I want to teach the lesson to the opposite side, that kind of attitude is not good. That is what we tell. That commission is not going to teach the lesson to somebody, but give justice if there is injustice. So इस तरह से हम उनको समझाते हैं कि what you want exactly. Do you want maintenance from him? You want a child custody from him? You want some sorry from him? Do you want that you should go back and stay in your house? What you want? And we try to help. If she says मुझे कुछ भी नहीं चाहिए, बस इसको अंदर जेल में कर दो, so we tell them कि for that women's commission is not authorized. इतना power नहीं है कि women's commission आपके husband को अंदर डाले. So we explain her and close down the matter. But we don't tell her कि आपका complaint झूठा था. अगर झूठा है तो we tell the husband or opposite party to write, and then we tell her what do you want to say on that. We take her say on that and close the matter.
Okay. If a woman is deprived of the benefit of Maternity Benefit Act, can she file a complaint with National or State Commission for Women?
Definitely, this is a serious thing. That benefit of maternity, of her right is there, but that is protected. In government offices, it is automatically protected. In private establishment, one has to see while signing the contract that last 3 months sort of a maternity benefit is given or not. Generally, it is given, but in case she comes, definitely that is the best case. That where women commission can really give her justice. Really, that kind of a case needs to be taken seriously by the women's commission, because that is such important duty a woman is doing for herself, for the nation, that she must be given proper benefits, not for herself, but for the child.
So, ma'am, you have been chairperson of Maharashtra State Women Commission and also member of
Yeah,
National Women Commission.
that's the
So,
commission.
what is the
Yeah,
difference between the role, functions, and powers of a state commission and national commission?
yeah. You see, National Commission for Women is for entire country, all states of our country. And Women's Commission in Maharashtra is for all the jillas, districts of our country. Both the commissions have got very challenging things to do. Where Women's Commission at state is comparatively smaller. So you have to, the 30 to 33 districts are there, but they are very challenging. Tribal districts are there, rural districts are there, urban districts are there, farmer is also there, industrial worker is there, domestic violence is there. But working with National Commission of Women gives you a big panorama, a very big. You get an opportunity to work directly with Prime Minister's office. You get an opportunity to work with Parliament. You get an opportunity to work with the ministries. Then you get an opportunity to work with various ministries of the within the government, and lots of inquiries are there, and you get a satisfaction that ultimately the bills are drafted at center. So drafting, amendment, new bills, this kind of a experience we get at national level. So working at national level is really a matter of pride, and it gives you a big canvas to work with. We come to know what are different kind of atrocities women are facing in Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, Odisha. I was so shocked that witch hunting was a major problem. दायन करके महिलाओं को जिंदा जलाना, which is not in Maharashtra, which is not in South, which is not in Gujarat. But it was, if you go to the tribal area, I found violence against women in a very horrible form. Then acid attack was more rampant in Haryana, Delhi, a little bit of Bangladesh, closer to Bangla border and all that, where women atrocities are at worst. Coming back to the south, different kind of atrocities are there. So you get the picture of domestic violence, violence against women of a very serious nature, depending upon the topography, the climate, region, and geography of your country. So it's very big experience to be working at a national level.
So, ma'am, as you said, कि Women Commission goes out of their way to help women. But just in case, मतलब in one matter out of 100, कि Women Commission is not able to do justice, या फिर people at lower level are not helping the aggrieved person actually, then whom can they approach or whom can they complain about it?
Well, generally, local police stations,
That's
because police station is at every police station, every small what should I say, population of 30-40,000, there is a police station. हर एक तालुका में police stations are there, गांव में भी post are there. The nearest is police station,
if
always.
if police station also does not listen to her, then
NGOs are there. Then protection officers are there. Now, because of Domestic Violence Act, women and child officer, protection officers are at every district level. And now we are also after this one, making it at taluka level. Yeah. There are people, families, neighbors also help. Educated people
Yeah.
are there to help uneducated. Neighbors also help. Social media is also there. People help.
Yes, ma'am.
People help illiterate people also, and they bring them to the right track to get justice.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am,
Yeah.
what are steps Women Commission is taking to strengthen their system? Who all are supposed to be alert for 24/7 to mitigate the distress? Do they maintain any checklist for the same?
Yes, because a Women's Commission is under the monitoring of Parliament. And if you see Section 10, which tells that the annual or 6 monthly report of all their activities are checked by Parliament, Rajya Sabha, as well as by Lok Sabha. So definitely, if one is aware that when the women commissions are funded and monitored and that all expenses are taken by the public money and public grants, so definitely each and every work for which they are done or not done, they are actually officially accountable. The whole data is maintained. Overnight online complaint data has to be taken out every 3 months on display, and anybody can question under Right to Information Act कि मेरा क्या हो गया, मेरा काम का क्यों नहीं हुआ. So RTI are rampantly filed against Women's Commission if the so moto inquiry is not done, if the complaint is not registered. RTI goes to the Parliament, RTI goes to police station, RTI goes to Women and Child Department. I remember ministers, they're very famous, 2-3 ministers, they used to directly question us कि Women's Commission को इतना भेजा, आपने क्या hearing लिया, बताओ. So definitely we as a commissioner under the scanner of the Parliament, Rajya Sabha, Lok Sabha, Women and Child Department and other ministers also.
Ma'am, like police have their own helpline number. Like if you have to contact police, then you can dial 100. So does Women Commission has any 24/7
Yes,
helpline
yes,
number?
yes. Women's Commission has helpline. If you can go on their website, you will see the helpline. And online complaint is there. Sometimes helpline, I don't know much because now it's a long time that I left, but helpline is there and continuous online complaints are definitely taken care of. Otherwise, you can go and file RTI against the Women's Commission.
Ma'am, these days roles of commissions are defined by media frequently. So what is your point of view whether they should interfere? And this gives chief publicity to victim also, even in prop cases. So
No,
how do
I
you
didn't. Can you repeat the question? Nowadays,
role of commissions are defined by media frequently. So what is
media,
your
media.
point
Yes,
of view?
yes. What is media definitely has a very important role to not to side with anybody, but see to it that it is their duty, and that is for thing they are there. So we should not get worried why they are after us. We should welcome, okay, but if they are giving a wrong thing, we can always write to them that such and such thing which was wrongly reported, and this is the truth. So media, we cannot go for any appreciation by media, but media monitoring is very, very important on commissions, on politicians, on social workers, or any person to that matter, any public figure has to respect media. Unless it is somewhere, witch hunting type of a thing, that is different thing. That kind of a thing, I won't call it as a media. But media's work is there to, report the matter this way, whatever the way they feel it.
Yes,
Right.
yes, ma'am. Ma'am, why did legislature found the need to introduce women commission? In your experience, is the intention with which the legislature had introduced women commission fulfilled in
Yes,
its true letter and spirit in practical life?
that's a really good question, which I so much to answer when I begin with, always in my lectures. If why Women's Commission was established? The Women's Commission was established by the this one by because if you remember about I can say that about 30-35 years back, there used to be a typical way of women being met with dowry deaths. Dowry deaths cases had risen like anything, and invariably there was a typical modus operandi. Trend was found that girl got married within 7 years of marriage. Either she committed suicide, or she was burned to death, or she jumped in the river, or she was suffocated, something like that. So there used to be always questions in the parliament. So lady MPs, member of parliament like Pramila Dandavate, Munal Gore, Ahilya Rangnekar, Patnaik madam, all these national leaders are there. They are no more there, but we are really thankful to them. We don't see many leading social workers, women nowadays. unfortunately. But those days, during independence also, and after we got independence also, for freedom fighter, post freedom fighting also, the stalwart women were there. They used to argue in parliament. There has to be separate women's commission only to safeguard rights of women. Where women will go in the cases of atrocity, there should be some kind of a commission where women related, like giving them protection, looking after their status and dignity, safeguarding their rights, safeguarding the deprivation of the rights, and taking care of all the constitutional rights. They are guaranteed to them as per law. If they are deprived, there should be one forum where women should go. And this kind of a demand was taken seriously in 1990 by that time the parliament, and they immediately promulgated by act of parliament. The women's commission was established by act of parliament to take and to give her redressal to her grievances, give her justice. Her grievances should be heard. And for that reason, this forum was established.
So, ma'am, like you said during the beginning of the session, that many criticize Women Commission as a toothless tiger. So, do you
Yeah,
think, in your experience, that Women Commission needs to be given more power so that they can do a better job?
definitely. That women commission was, at least women's commission is very known in last 10 years. But if you see the women's commission, if anybody knew women's commission, say, "भी हमको नहीं मालूम ऐसा कुछ है." Again, in last 10-15 years, Women's Commission is by and large is known to people who are educated, or those who read newspapers, media, and they have gone television debates and all that. So many atrocities have taken place, and Women's Commission has jumped into it. So Women's Commission is a known thing now, but previously it was not that much known. But as you rightly said, ki Women's Commission doesn't have any power for enforcement of attendance. Number one, sending a person to the jail, giving judgment, quick judgment. These kinds of things are not there. When I was the chairperson, I had already drafted, we had formed the committee, and women's commissions, we have added 10 sections to that. 10 sections to that. And I had recommended that National Commission for Human Rights Commission has got powers. National Commission for Child Right, they have power. National Commission for Atrocities of SC/ST, they have powers. When all these commissions where the percentage of this one is less, but women are 50% to the total population, if you see, they should be given same powers which are given by you in Human Rights Commission, in Child Rights Commission, and into atrocities right against the right to give justice where the atrocities are caused. Those commissions are more powerful than Women's Commission. So Women's Commission should be made at par with all the other commissions. That kind of a recommendation always goes. And I'm sure that this time they had agreed, some of them, some of the things they had taken, but there are some kind of a difficulties. What they are telling that other people, that the Women's Commission is not a judicial commission. Only judiciary can give a sort of a order. So you require to be a judge, you require to be a magistrate. If a magistrate and judge only becomes Women Commission, then it will become another judiciary. The judiciary is already there, they said. It will become another police station which is already there. So let in Women's Commission be independent of judiciary, independent of police station. Let there be less powers, but at least there should be some forum where women will be heard of. That is their argument.
So, ma'am, in
Otherwise,
your
they will say that commission, no social worker will come, they said. Then Women's Commission members, no social worker will be there, no lawyer will be there, no this one. So the educated person, only then police officers will be members or judges. Then it will be all repetition. The present system already has judiciary and police
yes.
officers are there. That is why.
So, in your opinion, ma'am, what steps can be taken so that more powers can be allotted to women
It
commission?
should be. It should be. Yes, yes. We told them take X, take a I gave them via media that make directorate as a investigating one core team where retired police officers are there, retired judicial, and they can call and enforce the attendance, and let women commission forum be as it is, under which this the directorate of commission can be part of it, and hearing and enforcement of attendance, issuing warrants, issuing fines, etc. should be there. That kind of a recommendation has gone, so I don't know what has happened to that.
Ma'am, do you find any gap between cases reported in metros and small cities? If yes, then what may be reasons of such gap? How come we monitor to unveil the real picture?
The gaps are there definitely, and gaps should not have been there. But what happens is that less staff is less, the distance is so much. By the time we issue notices to other side, people come. For example, many times sitting in Delhi, we used to call police officers from Kolkata, police officers from Madras, from Kerala, from other metros. It was very difficult. So call one commission and such a big nation. So this kind of a gap is bound to be there. So what we can delegate it. If we can delegate our powers and set up different committees, and we can have good rapport between metros and the main cities, this kind of a gap can be reduced. The movement, women's movement, has to be very strong for that.
Ma'am, today we got to know many things about Women Commission. It is extremely informative session,
Thank you.
but we are running
Thank
short of
you.
time, so we
No
cannot take
problem.
more questions. So before we conclude, ma'am, would you like to share some advice or thoughts to our viewers or women who should take these advice in their life in practical way?
Yeah, if it advice in the sense, I can only tell them that Women's Commission at the National Commission for Women or State Women's Commission is in existence. You should go and read the powers of the commission, make use of it for any woman who is suffering from atrocities, injustice, inequality, if she's facing harassment at workplace, if she's facing domestic violence, if she's having any sort of a injustice at any place, please help such women and take their complaint to Women's Commission Forum. I assure you that Commission will definitely try to give justice for the needy woman.
Right,
Yeah.
ma'am. Thank you. That we have come to end of our today's extremely informative and insightful session. We are extremely grateful to Advocate NIRMALA Prabhavalkar ma'am for taking out time from her busy schedule for today's session and supporting Insights Bharat in its initiative to create awareness. Ma'am, I thank you on behalf of entire team of Insights Bharat and its viewers for gracing today's event with your presence and educating all of us about Women Commission and its functioning. We hope to have opportunity to seek insights from you again in future on some other important subject.
Can I also thank for a minute?
Yes,
I
ma'am.
also thank I also thank both of you and all your viewers. We will meet again with similar topics where some kind of advice will help the needy women and the viewers also.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Insights Bharat will soon be back again with a session on some other important subject. Till then, stay tuned. For regular updates of upcoming webinars, viewers can follow and subscribe Insights Bharat on its social media handles, links for which are given in the description. See you next time. Jai Hind.